The Volkswagen Alltrack recently won the 2017 AJAC Canadian Car of the Year award, and deservedly so. It's a fine, capable machine, and it's a wonderful car to drive. If you've been interested in the Alltrack but are a little put off by its steep price, I think I've got something for you. Let's take a closer look at what I'm calling the hidden gem in the entire Sportwagen lineup, the Trendline. That's the Volkswagen Golf Sportwagen Trendline. Starting with the same 170 horsepower turbocharged 1.8 liter four-cylinder as you get on the Alltrack, the Trendline connects it to a 5-speed manual transmission driving just the front wheels. Suspended in front by a strut-type suspension with a 22mm anti-roll bar, it promises sports car-like handling that you'll get in the Alltrack in a lighter package. So driving the Trendline is pretty much like you would expect from any VW. The ride is well controlled, it's well damped without being too punishingly hard. Air conditioning works very nicely. I've got it on right now, even though the weather's a little cool. I do particularly like that the Trendline comes with manual air conditioning and heating ventilation controls. As soon as you go to the higher trim levels, you're forced to take the automatic systems, and I'm not really a fan. The electric power steering I find is very nice. It's nicely weighted. You really would not know that this is electric unless you actually looked under the hood, which I had to do. Brakes, firm and powerful. I've never had any issues with fade. There are 287mm ventilated discs up front, cast iron. You don't need anything more for the performance level that this car operates at. The car drives like any other Volkswagen with the added bonus of all that space back there. One thing I've noticed about Volkswagen is they don't punish you for buying the base model. Some of the manufacturers, Americans in particular, some years ago would have great gaping spaces of plastic with buttons and plugs here and there to tell people that you did not spend enough money to get a real car. Volkswagen doesn't do that. Controls have a lovely feel to them. As I've said, the steering is nicely damped. For electric steering, it's a great feel to it. The turn signal feels right. It might be nice to have a little bit more weight to it, but really we're talking about tiny little nuances here. One neat feature they've got with the wipers is if you are backing up and you have the front wipers on, the rear wiper will come on automatically and clear your path when you're backing. Speaking of backing, the car comes standard with a backup camera that hides behind the VW emblem. The back seat offers a comfortable enough space for people who are below 6 feet tall. I'm about that height, 180 centimeters. I would not want to spend a long time out here, but I certainly don't feel like I'm being punished to be sitting here. Incidentally, I have not pushed the seat farther forward to give the illusion of more room. The seat is sitting where I would normally have it for driving. Anchor points for your child's seats are right here, built into factory. Out back, you get the same space as you get in the Alltrack. VW has a very clever cargo management system. You've got a security bar across with a curtain over the top, and you've got VW's clever management of the seats here just by pulling back on the levers. Seats fold forward, and on this side here as well. Unfortunately, they don't fold completely flat, but that's a small price to pay. Take out the security bar here, and you get a full 681 liters of space according to Volkswagen, same as you get on the Alltrack. You also get VW's dual floor loading system. You notice the spare tire is not a full size, perhaps a slight omission. I would have liked to see that as they had, but for cost reasons and given everything else you get on that, I'm willing to forgive VW for not having that. Their dual floor loading system, or dual height, take out the side barriers here and you can drop this floor down and gain yourself an extra 5 to 10 centimeters of space across the entire floor. There are 4 cargo hooks to tie down. You can get an accessory net, or you can just use your simple bungee cords. And up here on either side, you've got grocery hooks for smaller or lighter loads, like as you get in a grocery bag. A wonderful space, but we're not finished. You also get 110 volt out here for smaller loads. Obviously you wouldn't want to run a vacuum, but certainly you could charge your phones if you'd already used up all the space up front. And you get a further 12 volt outlet at the back as well. The interior you're going to find here is typical Volkswagen in recent years. Well thought out, expensive looking materials, but a sort of simple yet elegant trim. Baseline here on the Trendline gives you this brushed aluminum trim here. Higher models will give you the piano black, but honestly, I don't think you're really missing a lot. You can drive this car for many years and still feel that you didn't cheap out by getting a higher model. You made the right choice. There are only 3 options available in this car. First is an automatic transmission, 6-speed, running through the front wheels. You can also get all-wheel drive, which requires you to get the automatic, so that whole package will cost you $3,000. The only other option that's available is a $700 connectivity package, which includes a leather-wrapped multifunction steering wheel, leather wrapping on the gear shift lever, and leather wrap on the handbrake lever. You also get a 6.5-inch touchscreen, which gives you Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, among other features, including satellite connectivity. So considering you get the full Volkswagen experience and all these features at such a reasonable price, for me, the Trendline is the smart choice.